on the tower cam, then we'll go to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey, Zach, can you give me a thumbs up when we're going? Are we past the 30 seconds? So we're live? All right, we are live, Brett.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony. Welcome to our Facebook Live, covering the threat of severe weather tonight. We don't have any severe weather in the area quite yet. We're also on our CBS 19 Plus streaming app, and we are also on our YouTube channel. So we are currently watching this weather advisory. We have a tornado watch until midnight. That's for Anderson and Houston County. So Anderson, Houston County, then you go out toward Leon and Robertson County, and then you go westward toward Waco and down toward Bryan. This is until midnight tonight. You'll notice that Tyler, Longview, Henderson, Jacksonville, Nacogdoches, Lufkin are not in the tornado watch, nor are any counties just to the east of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex toward Rains County, Henderson County, and Van Zandt County. So there are thunderstorms out there crossing I-45 and will be moving into this area. We are not anticipating any kind of watch up here to the north, say Athens toward Canton and Emory. And I don't know that we'll get a watch into Smith County or Gregg County, really anywhere along and north of Interstate 20. Deep East Texas has the better chance. So as we are now on, I'm going to wait and see if we get any mention or anybody who has any comments, any questions, and we will try to get those updated for you. I'm keeping an eye on that on our Facebook page. And we're also, again, on our CBS 19 Plus streaming app. So if you're watching there, thanks for checking us out on the app tonight. All right, we have one comment. This is going to be Charles Lovelady. Oh, George is saying, Charles, we're up for you. Okay, so again, tornado watch till midnight for the counties in yellow. We'll go here for about 15 minutes, and then we'll take a break, and we'll get ready for the 10 o'clock news. We just want to bring you up to date. I've got the camera pointed up to the north. We're not seeing any lightning in the sky right now. The thunderstorms are pretty far out to the west, so things are fairly quiet here in East Texas. We've had about a half-inch of rainfall at Tyler, a little bit more than that. Up toward Gilmer, about a half-inch of rainfall today, and it's been a gentle soaking rain. At times, it's come down with a little more ferocity than at other times. But here's essentially what's going on. Interstate 30 to the north, you've got scattered light rain, non-severe thunderstorms out toward Sherman. We've got some thunderstorms, and now, if you look here, and this is what we call our Titan indicator. So what that's telling us is that inside that storm, you are getting some turning. So there's likely a stronger updraft within this thunderstorm, and that's going to support it, sustain it as it moves to the east. There's another one here spinning down the line southwest of Dallas, and another one here. And in these gray areas, we've gotten some reports down toward Killeen of golf ball sized hail. So there might be some quarter-inch hail on the back side of this as it crosses I-35. We'll see if that can maintain as it heads toward Athens or Palestine or Crockett. But these thunderstorms here are already starting to, looks like blowing out some winds, some stronger winds. And then we have this indication here down toward Killeen, and that would be what we call a pre-tornado indicator here. And that's within a severe thunderstorm warning that's ongoing at this time to the southwest. So let me pan down there for you just a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll show you, well, I was hoping to go the other direction there. All right, oops, we'll hit the home button. I'll take that off of there so we can control that a little bit better. And here we go. All right. So I can point down to this area here toward Georgetown, toward Killeen, and you'll see in those areas. So let's go over these severe thunderstorm warnings. We've got this one, and that's going to go until 9:15. And the other one goes until 9 o'clock. Okay, so we have two severe thunderstorm warnings southwest of Temple, just to the east of Killeen. All right, what I wanted to do was see if I can get on top of that little indicator, that what we call a Triton indicator. So this tells me that there is some larger hail inside that cell. The probability that there's hail inside that cell is 100%. The probability that it's severe hail, at least quarter size, is 70%. There's a lot of wind with that. The biggest impact is wind, and there's also some flood threat with some heavy rainfall. Again, that's on the cell that's moving toward Temple, Holland, out toward Rosebud, Cameron, and Rockdale. If that were to hold together, that would be one that would possibly move over toward, say, Anderson County or Crockett within the next couple of hours. But no imminent threat, at least toward Bryan out toward Madisonville and over toward Crockett or Groveton. So those cells are on the move, but they are staying pretty far to the south at this time. So again, we don't have any watches or warnings in our area, but I want to put this into motion for you so you can see kind of where these storms are headed, and you get an idea that they are headed toward parts of East Texas as they continue marching to the east. All right, so I'm going to put that back into motion, and we'll come over here to see if we've got any other questions coming up. We've got Dot Cheatwood wants to know about Carthage. Carthage, it's going to be really late, Dot. It's going to be probably 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. before this line of thunderstorms gets over toward Carthage. What's the status for Anderson County? How bad will the weather get? Karen, we're talking about Anderson County in a tornado watch until midnight. So this line of thunderstorms here could reach Anderson County prior to midnight. We just had a tornado warning pop up here around Georgetown. That's a new tornado warning that just was issued moments ago by, I believe it's going to be the Killeen office, National Weather Service. So that's going to be to the south and east. These cells are moving eastward toward Franklin. But back to Anderson County, you're looking at probably 11 p.m. to midnight with some gusty winds in the order of 50 to 60 miles an hour. If these get a little bit stronger, then we could be talking about some 60, 70 mile an hour winds. Plus, we have to keep an eye on, and this is why we're looking at these areas down here getting tornado warnings, these little notches where you get inflow into the storm, and then the winds behind the storm are so powerful that it almost creates this sort of twisting motion within the thunderstorm. And so quick spin up tornadoes, when we talk about that, that's always the possibility. But these storms are just to the west of I-35, will cross Waco, and they're still several hours away, a couple of hours away, I should say, maybe 2-3 hours away from Palestine or Crockett as they move southward. Meantime, up the line here, Hillsborough toward Dallas, these storms are not severe right now, and we're not anticipating a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning, at least for Van Zandt County and Henderson County over towards Smith County, and maybe Gregwood and Upshur County. So we'll keep an eye on that. That was a heavier cell, but that's going to miss all of our areas. It moves up in toward Oklahoma. But this is the cluster that we need to keep an eye on. This is the strongest part of the storm right now. All right, Henderson County. Jess wants to know about Henderson County, and Brenda wants to know about Coffee City. Well, Coffee City is kind of essentially right in here. We've got this line of thunderstorms, a lot of lightning. There's a ton of lightning with this. So at about midnight tonight, Coffee City, I would expect some wind gusts, brief gusts of wind, maybe 40, 50 miles an hour. Could get a little stronger than that. And that would go through. Once it goes through, see how thin this line is? This probably lasts about a half hour. So once it gets to Coffee City, probably about 11:30, it's over by midnight, you're done for the night. Once this line of thunderstorms goes wherever you live, you are done for the night. And if you've said, what about Mount Pleasant? If you said, what about Gilmer, Jacksonville, Crockett? I would say you're going to get rain. You'll get about a half hour's worth of rain. You're going to get tremendous amounts of lightning, a quick downpour. Some of us will get wind, and then it's over. The concern for the wind right now is where we're seeing these severe thunderstorm warnings, and they are taking aim down toward Houston County here in a couple of hours. I'm going to stop this, and then we'll time it out and see about when we can expect those storms to move into Houston County. I mean, we're roughly talking about these things moving at 50 miles an hour. So if they're moving that fast, they are racing eastward. So we'll put the ruler on that. I got to change a couple parameters here for you because of the speed of the storm. Once we do that, then we can pretty much figure out that these storms here, especially this one that is severe warned, is about 2 hours away from Houston County. So it's almost 9 o'clock, so 11 o'clock, those storms should move into Crockett and into Franklin and those areas. All right, let's go down and investigate that tornado warned portion of the storm to the northeast of Georgetown. So we'll zoom in on that if I can. Looks like my computer might freeze up on me here a second, hopefully not. All right, we'll go down toward, there it is, we have the tornado warning north of Georgetown in the Wahlberg area toward Jarrell. And let's see, I'm going to switch over to a different product here so I can check something out for us. We'll see what kind of how serious or how it might be radar indicated, but it may just be just that. All right, there, boy, that's really muddy. That's not, pick the wrong product here. Let's go with, here we go. That's the right one. All right, so I showed you this indicator here. that's the TVS indicator. There it is. So south of Gerald, we've got this couplet right in here, and that's prompted the tornado warning. That's just crossing I-35. That's a pretty tight little couplet. Remember we had a tornado earlier this year in, I think it's Salado? That's burning due east toward Bartlett and Granger. So if you know anybody in Bartlett and Granger, you might want to give them a call, because that little tornado there is spinning and heading right toward them. But that's what that indicator told me earlier. Look at all this lightning in that thunderstorm. So it's a strong thunderstorm as it continues to move on through there. All right, let me see if there's any other questions. Carolyn Hosier says, hey, Missouri. All right, let's see. We'll go back. I'll clear this back out. But for right now, this is we do have the tornado warning ongoing here near I-35 and Gerald. And that storm looks like it's spinning to the southeast a little bit. So that's an interesting movement on that storm. Typically in these types of things, they'll move from southwest to the northeast. And that's not the case. All right, what do we got? All right, I'm checking some of the Weather Service offices around the area just for some updates. But this is the tornado warning, and that goes until, that's for Williamson County, for northeastern Williamson County until 9:30. So you got a tornado warning in Williamson County till 9:30. And like I said, that cell itself, if it would hold together and move due east like it just moves straight due east, well then that would take it over toward Bryan, and that would keep it south of Crockett, well south of Crockett. So for anyone in Crockett right now, we can breathe a little easier. We don't have a cell that's got a history of producing a tornado headed in this direction. All right, let's go back, switch back to our radar product here so that we can just inspect the reflectivity within the storm. And again, you'll notice how just thin these showers and thunderstorms are. They are not thick at all. And that's why when they get there, and again, Canton, Athens, Palestine, you're all going to get rain. Coffee City, Tyler, Mineola, Jacksonville, we're all going to experience this probably 15-minute to half-hour period of heavy rain, and it looks like there's some hail in the updraft portion of the storm. So the wind's blowing in from behind, and it's moving up and then turning. So any little ice crystal that's suspended within that cloud is now being pushed up and down and spun into a little bit of a hailstone. Okay, we have another little spinner here, a weak spinner west of Hillsboro. That's headed toward Corsicana, so that would be another one that we need to watch as it would track to the east. But right now, again, that's weak, just in that yellow. In our Titan indicator, what this would say is usually we get green is about 0 to 2.5, so this is about 2.5 to 4. So it's not very strong. Once it gets into that orange and then eventually the red area, that's when we really get concerned with those. So those are continuing to move in that direction. All right, let's see. Looking for any other questions that I can answer for anybody. Looks like we've got quite a few. Might be able to do this better on my phone here. Kaufman County, they're asking about Kaufman County. Expect thunderstorms coming into Kaufman soon with, I'd say, 40 mile an hour winds, all right? So you're just getting here, and you're not far away. I could probably track that. At 50 miles an hour, this is probably into Kaufman within the hour. So these are heading that way pretty quickly. Again, there's a ton of lightning with that, and there's a little bit of rotation in that cell, but right now, as it moves across Waxahachie, it should remain below severe limits. And this one currently not warned, but does have that increasing turn inside that storm, and then you go down the line toward Waco, south of Waco, you have more severe storms down in that area. Let me wind out, I think perspective for anybody that's just joining us, you'll see that East Texas pretty much unscathed at this moment, but we're just kind of coming on here on our CBS19 streaming, CBS19 Plus streaming, and then of course our YouTube channel and Facebook to just kind of give you an idea of what's headed in our direction. We have our newscast tonight at 10 on CBS19, but that little cell there is broken away, and that's moving up to the northeast toward Paris, so that's not going to impact any of the counties here in East Texas. As we look on down the line here, we're seeing a heavier cell south of Dallas and toward Whitney. But what I've done is I've only have one radar source turned on, so let's go back to a more complete look at that. So this will give us kind of an idea a better feel for that entire line. There it is. So now you can see kind of how it's filled in a little bit. So our computer modeling earlier today showed this thin line coming through here between about through East Texas. Say it was 10 to 11 here, 11 to midnight through Tyler, midnight to 1 through Longview, 1 to 2 towards Center and Hemphill. So I think everybody will see rain here tonight, and just a question of the severity of your thunderstorms. Best case scenario, you get 30 to 40 mile an hour winds, you have a heavy downpour, you have tons of lightning and a little bit of hail. Worst case scenario, we get like what we're seeing down in the Georgetown area, a tornado spin up near Gerald, and that could it could be a legitimate tornado on the ground that could do damage if something like that happens. So this is something that we'll keep an eye on as these continue to march to the north. I'll zoom in here on the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. You can see the hail toward McKinney, back toward Frisco. There was some dime-sized hail reported there. We come down the line west of Waxahachie. We've got toward Venus. You've got hail toward Files Valley, and then all the way down here and toward Temple. You've got that tornado warning there right now near Gerald toward Bartlett, and that's moving to the east. That's till 9:30. So we'll go back up the line here. So there's your wind gusts close to 30 miles an hour right now. So you've got strong wind gusts in the area at this time, and then you've got other thunderstorms moving through. I'm going to widen everything back out. We're going to wrap this up soon, and we're going to get ready for our back for our newscast at 10 o'clock. But just wanted to bring you up to date. We do have a tornado watch for Anderson and Houston County. That goes until midnight tonight. Otherwise, the line of showers and thunderstorms is still out to the west. It's moving to the east about 50 miles an hour. So if I wanted to put a track on that, we would have essentially, let's see, when would it be here? 50 miles an hour. So it's still about 2 hours away from Tyler. All right, so we're going to wrap things up here. Again, tornado watch for Anderson County and Houston County till midnight. No severe thunderstorm warnings currently in place across East Texas. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus, our YouTube channel, and this Facebook live feed. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you at 10 o'clock.